sent? Who wants justice? Who wants justice? Who's trying to see all our Republicans are being killed and the Jews getting away scot-free? It doesn't matter if it's caught on video tape. It matters when a jury convicts you. Period. A conviction. Not 2 years, not a break, not an arrest, not an indictment, not paid administrative leave. Paid administrative leave. I never had that shit in my job. Never. Black lives matter. 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 Clap it up for yourselves. Every person here, if you're a cell phone, Instagram, or Facebook, you're making a fucking difference. Being quiet, you can no longer do that. You can no longer add me to the side and not say anything. If you're quiet, I swear to God you're a part of the problem. I swear to God you're a part of the problem. You have a voice. You have a voice. No one organized this meeting today. No one just showed up. Let's tell me the guys want to be here. Give us their fucking voice. Tell them what's over here. I'm tired of this shit. Let the people who are driving blind.
So I'm gonna step out here real quick.
Right fucking now. We're fucking it. We have to stand up.
What ends now?
Fucking treating other fucking races as subhuman. They're fucking Nazis. You know how we dealt with Nazis in World War II? There was no other fucking way. We have to take them out of power, okay? These motherfuckers, the city is not doing psych tests for these motherfuckers. They're putting them in power. They're just giving them a gun. They can fucking end it.
Wait a minute, I thought this was America. I thought it was we the people.
Thank you. So I'm gonna take a step back here. So I didn't want to speak too loudly. So a protest is formed right here, back at Westlake Park on 4th and Pine. And so what we see right here is they're saying that it was not a leader or organized. A bunch of people who showed up here. I've talked to a few people in the crowd and asked them, like, okay, well, who organized this? And nobody's like, so although they're shouting Black Lives Matter, I think it would be hard to say that this is a Black Lives Matter protest. So I just want to be clear with that for people who are watching this, is that, you know, this appears to be a spontaneous protest here. And they're saying Black Lives Matter, and there's plenty of signs here. But it would be, I can't confirm that this is like organized by Black Lives Matter. And there's actually a difference there. People shouting Black Lives Matter and something organized by that organization is two different things. I mean, we saw yesterday, we saw plenty of times that the same people who were holding these signs, not this particular crowd, but yesterday, a lot of people holding signs were the same people who were vandalizing. And, you know, clearly the organization itself, and I'm not part of Black Lives Matter, but the organization itself across America called for peaceful protests. So as you saw here earlier, the National Guard has arrived over to the downtown precinct. We saw them going into the downtown precinct. Homeland Security looks like they've also been deployed over to the downtown precinct. I personally counted about 100 National Guardsmen going into the West Precinct. And so this is currently what's occurring right now. So this is the scene right here. Like I said, I had Fourth and Pine. This was the site of the peaceful protest yesterday. organized by lots of leaders in the African American community. From all takes of this is the spontaneous gathering right here with a mixture of quite a few different groups. And so I want to be able to talk to one of these protesters here and see if it's their intention to leave downtown. We'll see if they intend to keep the 5 p.m. curfew. But as I said, the National Guard has already been seen on the streets of downtown Seattle. This is the heaviest presence, law enforcement presence, that I've seen for the last 3 days down here. So this is Westlake Park in Seattle, and you know it's not uncommon for protests of all kinds of different reasons and sizes to occur here at Westlake Park. I think the issue will be here is with the curfew in place, do people plan on leaving downtown at 5 o'clock? And that's what we'll have to that's where actually the story is going to be. But very heavy police presence. Like I said, the National Guard's been deployed 2 blocks away, or maybe 3 blocks away from here at the downtown precinct. Homeland Security, we've even seen them up. We've seen law enforcement agencies as far as like 50 miles away. Maple Valley Police, Newcastle Police, and of course the State Patrol came in last night, and they had no problem deploying a lot of pepper spray, by the way, the troopers. So this is the current situation that's occurring right here at Westlake. Like I said, you can't see it here on Pine, but man, the police presence downtown is heavy. The guard is here, and the interesting thing, we'll see what happens at 5 o'clock. Because at 5 o'clock, the curfew comes down. Will the protesters stay in the streets down here or not? Also, one of the things that people want to remember is that, as we've seen the last few days, the people who have actually come to destroy things, they haven't necessarily wanted to have conflict with the police, and they stayed one step ahead of the police, and found soft targets, so to speak. So another thing to look out for tonight is, while downtown Seattle is highly fortified, people who might have a mission to tear things up might very well avoid downtown Seattle, knowing that police resources in the city and really across the Puget Sound are stressed. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see incidents break out in other areas. We've heard the University of Washington, Queen Anne. Just now somebody was shouting Bellevue, because the guys who come to destroy, they're not dumb, and they don't necessarily want to go to jail. But again, it's been a game of cat and mouse with the Seattle police and this anarchist movement for the last 2 days. So, and to be honest with you, the anarchists have had the upper hand the last 2 days. And Seattle has made it clear that they plan to fortify downtown Seattle. So they've kind of played their hand to anybody that might want to do something in other places. So it's a difficult and evolving situation. And we'll see what happens here. And again, I want to reiterate that although there is a protest that's occurring here on the corner, and people are holding Black Lives Matter signs, that, everybody here is saying that this is a spontaneous protest, which would mean that it's not a Black Lives Matter protest. It's important that we say that, because especially when things go pear-shaped, as they say, or go all bad, and somebody's holding a Black Lives Matter sign, then in the media it says a Black Lives Matter rally went bad. So, we'll see how things turn out here tonight. But we just want to, from my perspective here, this is like a spontaneous protest, not affiliated with any particular group that at least they want to make known. And we'll see what occurs here. But downtown is heavy down here. It's a very heavy police presence. We'll see what happens at 5 o'clock. anything occurs, we'll pop back on.